We saw the Phoebe Bridgers exclusive pop-up show in the Backrooms, and she covered Crank by Slater if it was actually Bags by Claro to kick off Pride Month, and it changed our life. Also, I saw Goody Proctor with the devil. I don't know if we really needed the Crucible reference snuck in there at the end, but I felt like it was just, I just needed one more filler thing. And like, to be fair, high school English class is basically like Pride. Uh, like AP English in like high school.
Hey,
Yeah.
hey, you know what? You know what's great? I wasn't smart enough to go AP English. I barely got through regular English, so I didn't
I
read,
I
dude.
really
That was my
enjoyed
problem.
AP English, but did you just say you don't know how to read?
No, I said I didn't read.
Oh, thank God. I
Like when I
was like,
yeah,
wait.
when I no, yeah, when I was in high school, like even in like middle school too, like they would be like, "Hey, read this book." And I was like, "No."
Nice.
So, I got through middle school and high school on Spark Notes cuz I was stubborn. I was so freaking stubborn that like I did not want to read books that people told me to read because it felt like work. I was like, I'm not interested in this. I only want to read and consume what I'm interested in. And so when I was,
It's almost like the second part of the word homework is actually work.
yeah, exactly. And so when I was even in college,
Brutal.
like it was like, hey, you got to read Dracula. And I was like, I can try and read Dracula. But they go, oh, and Wuthering Heights too. We were in my English
Oh,
class in college. It
yeah.
was we were supposed to read Wuthering Heights, and it was so funny because like I just want to read this stuff, show up to
Hmm.
class and try to discuss it. I was like, I got nothing for you, dude. I'm
Just
I'm just
pray you
hoping
didn't get called on. Yeah.
I'm just hoping to get through here. I'm just hoping that I can take in what I take in on the Spark Notes and breezing through it and hope I get through. But so that's a long way of saying I definitely was not in AP English. And so I cannot connect to what you're saying because I did read the Odyssey though.
I'm trying to remember if we read it. I think we might have read the Iliad
Hmm.
instead. I don't know. We did one of the like
Yeah.
Homer books, but uh at my AP English class, I'm convinced that our teacher was just trying to set people up the whole time because like there were some suspicious partnerships for like group projects or like partner
Yeah.
projects. Uh, she was a good wingman. I'll give her credit for that. It was it was one of my favorite classes, but but she also made the grave mistake of I don't know if I've told this story on the podcast before. I don't even know if my
I don't
parents know this
recall.
story. She made the grave mistake one time. So there was I'm convinced that she was trying to set me up with this guy in high school, and we were great friends at that point in time, and she made us do what were we reading? We were reading My Fair Lady at the time. Um and it was like a class project, but she wanted us like all of us that had like casted roles in it, which I don't remember if we auditioned or if we were just given these parts, but anyway, um she cast me as Eliza Doolittle, who famously for like the first half of this book, it's also a movie and a play, but has this thick like Cockney accent, and it's terrible, and
Hmm.
it's almost unintelligible. And she cast my friend at the time, who I was certain she was trying to set me up with, as the like traveling professor that I think like I don't know if I'm even remembering the thing right, but I'm remembering that like he has a thing for Eliza during it. Anyway, she cast a bunch of us in these parts, and I think we totally ruined her illusion for this thing because we spent the whole time trying to do it in bad British accents. So like no one even understood what was going on in the book at that point in time because we were all so immersed in like full method in playing our role and trying to do the accent the whole time
That's funny.
that there wasn't any actual reading comprehension happening, but it was like we were auditioning for a play that we would never actually be cast in. Very fun, but I don't think I remember doing well on that test because I don't remember any of what occurred. It was fun though.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was a
that's
good time.
funny. Hey, I'll be a precursor to what we have coming up a little bit later because we're gonna
Hmm.
put on our acting chops a little bit later. So
Oh, I'm sorry. Are you hosting the show this week, or are you just doing the lead?
no, I'm just doing my job. I gotta tease the people what's coming.
I'm messing with you. Okay. Um, I started the show with nothing helpful, so we can kind of go wherever we want with it this week. Um, yeah. Anyway, happy Pride, Richie.
Happy Pride, everybody.
Yeah, we're happy if you're happy, and if you listen to us and it makes you happy, then that's great. Also, I think it's kind of a scam that Pride Month is one day shorter than other months in the calendar year. But like, I was thinking about that earlier. I'm like, well, at least they didn't designate it for like February. Likely thing to happen. Okay. So where do we want to go? Let's start with, since I teased the Backrooms, and I know that you saw it, I've been seeing people saying that it was like a questionable theater going experience. How was your audience for the Backrooms movie?
I'm glad you brought this up because I actually texted the Mellow group chat and I was like, I'm afraid to go to this movie because
Mm-hmm.
it's audience mostly like teenagers, and teenagers don't know, have a clue what they're doing in theaters. Like theater etiquette is bad. Luckily, for the most part, my theater, my AMC across the street from me, I really haven't had that many bad experiences there. I feel like most people are pretty well behaved, and so I should have had more um I don't know, trust that the people would actually, be on good behavior. And they were. And I was shocked by that because it was, I don't know, 60% full. Like, it was a pretty good sized crowd that showed up. This was like opening night. This was like Thursday night. And theater was packed. And yeah, so I was actually surprised. So good job to the people that I saw that with. So it did not take away from my experience whatsoever. As far as the movie goes, now I will tell you, my only experience with the back rooms is I don't even know if we discussed on the show, but it's kind of a joke between the two of us,
It's
which is
Elmo, isn't it?
yeah, which is this is going to be a deep cut, ladies and gentlemen. It's I don't even
Mm-hmm.
know if it's on the internet anymore because I think I tried to find it a couple months ago, and I did find it, and I tried to find it again, and I couldn't find it because I think I like
I think it was a reel that one of these people who you're about to disclose
yes,
posted.
yeah,
Uh, I won't spoil it for you.
yeah. It was there was a video. It was a behind the scenes like making of video for a music video that Julian Baker and Torres did last year. And on one of the this video, Torres explained to JB what the back rooms are, and they're like showing videos of like these back rooms memes. And at one point, JB goes, "Dude, what is Elmo doing there?"
Mm-hmm. Like visibly, like not visible, well, visibly and audibly distressed.
Yeah.
Like, no, dude, like what is Elmo doing there? Like just cannot just
Hmm.
cannot grasp the absolute just nightmare that
Hmm.
was Torres' algorithm at that point in time.
Hmm.
Yeah, it was a thing. It's very funny. To this day it makes us laugh, and we never could have
Yes.
predicted that it would have spiraled into a movie for which we would actually have a joke ready like
Yeah.
at least a year and a half in advance.
Yes. Yes. Exactly. Full spoilers. Elmo was not in this movie. I was bummed
Damn.
out when Elmo didn't show up. Yeah.
I've been laughing
Uh,
at all the pictures that people are posting on the internet of
yes.
them like photoshopping folks into the back. Like there were people you sent me, it was like a Slater music video in the back
Yeah.
rooms. I sent you
Yeah.
Lady Gaga in the back rooms.
Yeah.
Somebody put that meme of Hillary Clinton from like where she walks into the kitchen in someone's
Yeah.
house and she's
Yeah.
looking in the hallway. They put her in there. I'm like, yeah, felt we should put us in the back rooms for social media.
Yeah.
I think we can
I
make that
mean,
happen.
you wouldn't. I mean, we kind of. If you look at my, I was telling you before the show that I was like confused at my look this week because I thought I was a little bit different. Looks exactly the
Mhm.
same. You wouldn't be able to tell. I kind of look like I'm in the back rooms, honestly. Like it's just white walls.
Yeah,
Help
yeah.
me! I'm
There's
stuck.
something a little off about it. Fair enough.
Anyway, I did see the movie, and the movie was fine. It made like almost $100 million on its first weekend, which is insane. But the movie was fine. There was like one particular sequence in the movie that's in like in the middle of the movie that is like incredible,
Hmm.
and I thought was really good and pretty freaky and creepy, and it was great. And then after that scene, it kind of goes downhill from there. And the third act of the movie just didn't quite do it for me, but it was fine. It was a nice 3-star movie that I'll never watch again.
I heard it's a lot like Skinamarink. Is that what it's called? Where it's like very like uses the atmosphere to try to scare you, but it's not necessarily like so visual, like in your face with that kind of thing.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Okay.
Yeah.
I couldn't finish that movie. I tried and I was like, there's not enough happening for me here.
Oh, the Skinamarink. I've never seen it.
Hmm. Maybe I'll give it another shot and then we can compare Letterboxd reviews at a later date. Anything
I'm trying
else
to.
on your watch list over the past
Oh,
week?
yeah, I watched a bunch of stuff. I've been going to my library a lot and getting movies from the library, and so I've been watching a lot of those lately. Uh, a lot of rewatches, honestly, is what I've been doing for the most part. More recently, oh, somebody just watched Backrooms on my friends list. What did they say? Okay, they gave it 3.5 stars. He said the
Okay.
ending left me wanting more. So yeah, that's
Yeah,
kind of
one
how
of
I
my
feel.
friends just watched it too. Let me see. Uh, it was yeah, 3.5. Nothing more backrooms than the I'm gonna redact this, but they put the full legal government name of my local theater, which is
Yeah,
true. I've talked about this on the podcast that it is the backrooms. Uh, I think I get it. Love the liminal aesthetic and thinking about how cool it would be to be on the team that designed each room. Maybe I should deep dive the lore? Question mark. 3.5 stars. Yeah, that seems to be
yeah,
about where it's batting, even though it's
yeah.
like doing really well at the box office.
That's the one thing. They try to insert the lore a little bit into this movie, and I could not care less. Like that's where the
I'm
movie is just
not
bad.
I'm not up to
I
date
don't
on it.
care. Yeah, I don't care. It's not interesting because I will like the great horror movies and the great, movies in that genre. For me, the thing that kind of freaks me out the most is when you don't know is what you don't. The scariest thing is what you don't know, and that's what is like freaks
Mm,
me out. That's the reason why um I loved Undertone so much because they don't explain anything. It's like
mm,
you're just experiencing this. And so the last 30 minutes of that movie is so good because you you don't know what's going on. You can't see a lot of what's going on. And that is what made that movie so good. And that's kind of why like I think Backrooms is better from start to finish probably than Undertone, but it never reaches that elite high and it doesn't reach what the third act of Undertone was. And so that's why I gave Undertone 4
mm.
stars and Backrooms 3. But anyway, I digress. Let's see. I've been
Yeah,
rewatching.
you can't tip your hand too early in a movie like that because then, like you said, the whole rest of it is just a fall off.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of said the same thing about how I feel about Weapons too,
Mhm.
where Weapons had a great setup and the movie was better when you were trying to figure out what was going on, but when you got
Yeah,
to
they
the
tipped it too early.
when you got to the explanation of what was going on, it just kind of fell flat for me
Mm,
in that last act of the movie.
I agree.
I still liked it a lot, and I still liked the last 10 minutes of the movie, but it was so good in setting everything up, and then it just kind of falls apart at the end. But I digress. Anyway, let's see what we got here. Yeah, I've been rewatching a lot of stuff more so lately that I haven't seen in a while.
Mm,
Like I rewatched because I bought some new 4Ks recently.
okay.
Shocker. I bought Tenet and Blazing
Capitalism.
Saddles.
Okay.
A physical media. Okay.
It's okay. Yep. It's okay. I'll excuse that.
Yeah, physical media. So yeah, I bought Tenet and Blazing Saddles on 4K, so I rewatched
Can't
both of
believe you
those movies.
purchased 4K Blazing Saddles.
4K Blazing Saddles, dude. Come on.
Okay.
Looked it would look great, dude. Like this movie came out like 50 years ago and it still looks good. I thought it was a great 4K. I love that movie. It's still one of the funniest movies of all time in my opinion. And would never get made today, but that's okay.
No.
That's why I bought it. I was like, I have a feeling it's going to get canceled eventually. So that's why I was like, I have it now. So the people can't take it away from me.
Hmm. That's why we need the Hacks box set.
Yes, I agree. Make it happen.
Yep.
Yeah. And then last night I rewatched it back to back. You're going to laugh at this because this is the most me thing to ever do.
Okay.
I rewatched Arrival, followed
Ooh.
immediately by rewatching Tenet.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, that's a Richie movie marathon. I didn't like Arrival, full confession. This was before I had Letterboxd, but I didn't like Arrival. I was like, okay, whatever.
Oh, that's a hot take.
I know it's a hot take, but like it just was flat for me. I just was suddenly no longer very interested in what these weird aliens had to say. I was like, get it over with already.
Watch it. When did you watch it? Did you watch it somewhat recently?
No, it's been, I mean, when did it come out? Like
2016?
2015, something like that? Yeah, I mean, I probably watched it like within the year it came out or maybe
2016.
the year after.
Yes. So I would say give it another chance. Give it another
Ugh,
chance.
ugh, really? All right.
Yeah. Dude, I promise you, like it is a
I
sci-fi
know it
movie.
won a bunch of awards and stuff, but like,
Yeah, Amy
I don't
Adams is
know.
great in it and it'll make you emo, dude. It's one of those movies that it's like existentially good.
Okay.
Yeah. It's existentially good. That's what my review was. Warning, this movie will make you emo. I gave it 5 stars.
You gave it 5 stars. Okay.
Yes.
Well,
Yes.
I may have to give it another try, but we'll see. I just remember being disillusioned with it the first time.
It is very it's not a very exciting movie. I'll
Right.
give you that. And it
And
is
I'm
not
okay sitting through some of those. Nothing needs to be like I I have a hmm, my attention span has been uh made worse by the internet and today's day and age and like everything needing instant gratification, but
mhm,
I appreciate cinema that takes time to set things up and then like give you a payoff for it.
mhm.
But if it drags its feet too long, and I think this was also like in that day and age, Arrival felt really long for some reason, and now every movie's like 3 hours just because it can.
Yeah.
So maybe that was part of it
Even
too. But
Backrooms
I
was
remember it feeling
almost two
really
and a half
long.
hours.
No, there's no need
Why
for
is like
that.
yeah, why is that movie almost 2.5 hours?
There's no need for that. Arrival's
Yes.
runtime.
2 hours.
Arrival's an hour and 56 minutes. I
Yeah.
remember it being like 3 hours. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll give it another go, maybe. We'll see. Does that movie have hold on. Does that movie have Jeremy Renner in it?
Jeremy Renner, yeah.
We can't talk here. Message me on the Jeremy Renner app.
I I almost put that in my letterbox review, but I decided
That's
not
a
to
good
because
one.
I was super emo after the movie, so I didn't want to like make a joke, I was kind of like in my feelings at the movie. I was like,
Oh.
have to think about this for a bit, and so I had to make kind
Maybe
of a
that's the thing
solemn
that's wrong with
letterbox
me,
review.
I guess, is that I would have been like crying after the movie and been like, message me on the Jeremy Renner app.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Ugh.
So yeah, I did. So I
So,
watched that movie first, and then I watched Tenet afterwards. So that's quite. It was
okay.
quite the emotional 1-2 punch
Vibe
there.
shift. Yeah.
Yeah, and everybody hates Tenet. Okay, nobody likes this movie, from what I can understand. It is a very divisive movie amongst people.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, let's see what the Letterboxd is, because I think the Letterboxd, especially when it first came out, everybody hated it, and I remember seeing it in theaters because that was the first movie I saw back in theaters. I saw it in IMAX
Mm-hmm.
as our Lord Christopher Nolan intended.
Okay.
and where the frick did it go? I lost it, bitch.
Yeah, I remember this movie kind of getting panned when it came out, but then it's like crept up a little bit. It looks like it's a 3.4 out of 5 on Letterboxd. The most of the ratings are very much
3.4.
follow
Yeah,
the standard deviation curve. There's a 3, there's
yeah,
a 3.5, and there's 4 that are like
yeah,
the peaks in the middle, and
yeah,
then the tails are strongly the
yeah.
other way. But there are
Yes,
15,000 people that have given this a half star. I'm interested to know what they have to say.
yeah, exactly. They have no. I don't understand that. Anyway, um, so yeah, this was like a very divisive movie when it first came out. Not a lot of people saw it in theaters because it came out during the pandemic. I was one of the idiots that went and saw it, and I remember the first time I saw it, I enjoyed it, and I was like, I had a good time watching this movie, and I hadn't really gone back to it since, like some other Nolan movies. So this was the first time I've seen it all the way through in probably, I don't know, 3 years maybe. It's been a while, and having gone back and watched it again and now kind of understanding the whole concept of the movie, it
Mm-hmm.
made a lot more sense this time around. Because it is the first time you watch it is a very hard movie to understand because there's so
Sure.
much going on in the movie. But it's like, for me, it is Christopher Nolan does James Bond. And that was kind of what a lot of people kind of conceived the movie to be. And once you start to think of it about that way, it's fun, dude. It's globetrotting. It's got cool action sequences. It's got cool characters. It's got a cool concept. It's just a cool movie. And that's why I liked it. Is the story all that interesting? That's maybe no.
Mm,
Maybe no. I, I was watching a podcast this week and they were talking about the story itself, and they were trying to explain why they like Tenet so much, and they were trying to explain that.
mm-hmm.
And that's actually helped me kind of made me wrap my hand around it maybe a little bit better. But they were trying to explain that a lot of Christopher Nolan's work is he is interested in kind of the family dynamic and this relationship between parents and their kids. And you think about his
Mm-hmm.
entire filmography outside of the Batman franchise,
Sure,
and even then,
Batman
that's
Dead Parents.
yeah. And Batman, I guess, yeah, Batman.
That's
There's
the
that's a,
first thing I thought of. You're like outside of Batman. I'm like, damn, there goes my joke.
yeah, and
Uh,
is it has to deal with like parents, like Interstellar. It's a father wanting to get back home to his kids, right? It's
sure.
Inception is entirely about Leonardo DiCaprio's relationship to his children and
Didn't
wanting
watch it.
Inception,
Mm-mm.
dude. I'll loan you my Blu-ray.
Mm, no. Thanks though.
Inception's cool, dude. It's cool. It's great.
I
And the story
I'll
is
watch
awesome.
it.
It's
I'll
actually,
watch it someday when I can pay attention to it. For what it's worth, I'm looking at these reviews about Tenet on Letterboxd, and it seems like a vast majority of them are people complaining about how ungodly loud it was in their theater when they saw it for the first time. Because I'm seeing several people saying that they left with mild tinnitus, uh, tinnitus for some of you, I guess, the like ringing in your ears. That's like I
yeah.
couldn't understand anything
Yes.
that was happening because it was so ungodly loud.
This is true. I had this problem when
Yeah,
I was rewatching it last night because I had to had to go and turn the volume down a couple times.
something to be said.
But thank you to the captions for helping me understand what people were saying a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and then so they went on to say that Tenet is kind of that way too, because of the Elizabeth Debicki character, and a lot of the story revolves around her and her relationship with her son and wanting to be reunited with her son. And so that is kind of
Hmm.
the story, overarching story, and that kind of worked a little bit better once I heard this particular person talking about that from a story perspective. So I think it's great. Like that final sequence of Tenet where it's you got both timelines intersecting is cool as hell, dude. It's so I was watching like how the F did they pull this off? It is incredible. So I give it 4.5 stars. I really enjoyed this movie. And I will die on my
Okay.
hill that everybody who hates on this movie are just a bunch of haters.
Okay.
But I'm a Christopher Nolan bro, so he can do no wrong
Yep.
in my book.
Yeah, we know. Uh, okay. Oh, I did watch the Eurovision movie. That's really the only submission I have. Because you dared me to do it, and so I did, and I gave it 2.5 stars. It was fine. It was it was fine. Um, it was cheesy. I really hated Will Ferrell's character through the whole thing because he's just kind of a selfish git the whole time, and like it's all about him. And Rachel McAdams outmogs him through the entire film. She's great, as in most things. But I was like really struggling to conceptualize why she's very selective about the projects she works on, so the internet says. And I'm like, why would she have stepped out for this movie? And then I realized like her character is very good in this, and she has a very good arc, and they have a great song at the very end that was unfortunately really distracting because you could tell everybody singing was dubbed over, like it was kind of in The Greatest Showman, but
Mm-hmm.
this was like somehow very obviously dubbed over, uh, and so it was kind of distracting. But their ending song for Eurovision was good, and I see why that got some awards. And the story was cutesy and funny, and it was a little bit of a jump scare because they meet like there's a recurring joke that happens throughout the movie that I'm not sure you're ever gonna watch this, so I'll just go
Oh,
ahead and
I'm
tell
not gonna.
you.
No,
But
there is no freaking chance. There is a. I don't know who. Me watching Eurovision or you watching Inception.
I think it's more likely I'd watch Inception, but okay, I'll take your point there. There, there's a joke that occurs which is very funny, but it's at the expense of like American tourists in Europe because these like four Americans roll up and they start talking to Will Ferrell's character and he's just roasting them, but they keep coming back at different points through the film, and the whole joke is like, please don't ever come to my country, like we hate you, and they're just too stupid to realize that he's actually saying that he hates them. Um but when they roll up and meet him for the first time, two of them are wearing Arizona State gear and one is
Oh,
wearing
let's go.
University of Arizona gear. I'm like, wait a minute. I'm feeling very called out at
Is this
this
play
point in
about
time.
us?
Is this play about us? Yeah. He's like, go
There you
find a
go.
Starbucks. They have Starbucks here. They're like, where? He's like, it's literally on every corner. Stupid Americans. Yeah.
All right, there we go. Let's Letterboxd Corner. I'm going to end with one more review of Tenet, which I think might be the
Oh, God.
greatest Letterboxd review of all time. You probably saw this
Okay.
way too, but this is funny. The way Christopher Nolan looks at time is how Quentin Tarantino looks at feet.
Okay. Fair enough. Yeah, I rewatched Kill Bill the other day and I was realizing it really could have done without that close up of Uma Thurman trying to wiggle her toes for like 15 minutes.
Yes.
That's how you could tell it's a Tarantino film.
Correct. Correct.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think I mentioned on last week's show that I pre-ordered the 4K of Kill Bill, the
No,
whole
that's a
bloody
good one though.
affair. Yeah, pre-ordered that, so we're gonna get that here coming up. It's actually pretty. Like, it comes with like two posters and like some like trading cards and
Cool.
like a 70 millimeter film strip too, which is cool.
That is cool. I wish it came with a
So
samurai sword, but we're not all able to
Hattori
wield that
Hanzo.
power.
I tried to convince my friends when they went to Japan a couple weeks ago. I was like, "Hey, can you come back with a Hattori Hanzo sword?" They did not.
No, but I have to imagine that joke played well. That's the right audience for it.
Yes.
They would have respected it instead of asking you like, "What the hell are you talking about?"
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Quick hits for you. You have told me, and I don't know if this is still the case, but you have told me that you are attempting to drink less caffeine at the moment. How's that going, and what revelations has the universe unveiled to you through doing so?
This is true. I can prove it to you. Usually I come in the show and I'm drinking some sort of Celsius or Red Bull
Mm-hmm.
and or some sort of caffeine beverage. That's not the case. I'm drinking Olipop today.
Okay. Those are good. I like those.
Hmm Cream soda. I was
Mm-hmm.
told that they have Shirley Temple?
Mm-hmm.
Question mark.
I've heard they do, but I've not been able to find it in stores. Like, it's either a hot commodity and it's selling out, or they just don't stock it near me.
Yeah.
I'm not sure which is more likely, but
I'll have to go. I'll have to see if I can find it. But yeah,
mm,
so I've been drinking Olipop instead. But yeah, so like there's like a point where I was like drinking. I felt like I reached my pinnacle of drinking too much caffeine
okay.
like every day, where I was like I would could do like a full Celsius and then and then maybe like a coffee in the morning, then a full Celsius later. It's like 300
Oof.
milligrams of caffeine a day. I'm like,
Mm,
I'm still dragging. I feel like crap. Like this isn't working. And so I was like, I need to slow down and stop drinking it. So I haven't stopped drinking completely. I just don't drink it as much. So I try to drink it in much moderation. Like I made myself a coffee this morning, and that's probably the only amount of caffeine I'm going to drink. The only time I do drink a little bit more, like I'll drink a full 110 milligram Red Bull, is on Wednesdays when I do the when I do Speed Freaks, and on Sundays when I do Speed Freaks, and that's it.
hmm.
Because I want my try and boost up my energy levels for the viewing audience,
You got to
with
keep
my
up
hot
with those
takes.
guys. That's a big one. That's a high
And
energy set there.
yeah, and so yeah, other than that, like I tried to not. If anything, I'll do like half a Red Bull or something on the other days just to get a little bit in me, but not a lot. And so that's where I'm at. So I feel like it's working because I feel like I'm sleeping slightly better, and I'm not as I don't feel as draggy around like 4 o'clock as I have in the
Hmm.
past. Sometimes where like I'll start drinking the Celsius at like 1 or 2 o'clock, and then I'll start fading later. So seems to be working so far. And I'm getting my fiber in with the Olipop, which is great. So
Yeah, dietary fiber is hot right now.
Metamucil,
It's big.
Metamucil.
It's big. Maybe Jamie Lee Curtis was onto something all those years ago with the like Activia sponsorship.
Yeah, right. So yeah, so I don't know. I don't know how much longer I'm gonna keep this going for at least the interim, and then once we get to take Chicago, it's over because we're gonna be consuming 6 Red Bulls a day. I'm gonna be
God,
chugging down. I'm gonna be going to the nearest Panera and demanding that they give us back the Death Lemonade.
the lemonade that kills you. Yeah,
Yes.
we're gonna need a couple of those. I'll be putting one in my like hydration pack. Like, is this water? Like, no, it's the lemonade that kills you. They're like,
Yeah.
okay, cool.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah, happy as of today, 2 months until Take Kago. We are still waiting to get off the wait list,
Yeah.
but we may be cooked, but we're not scrambled. There's still a chance.
Yes.
So we will see how things shake out.
Yeah. If
We
anybody
did
has some
acquire
Etsy
tickets
witches to talk
to,
to,
right. I'm like, we need to start paying them. We did acquire tickets to an after show. I don't know if we mentioned this on the pod, but just one after show.
hmm
So we'll see. We've still got some cards left to deal here out of the deck. We're not completely out yet, but excited for that regardless of what happens. Um, yeah.
yeah,
Other
Ticketmaster
quick hitter.
sucks,
Yeah, Ticketmaster does suck. Uh,
but
that's
we
that's
already knew
common
that.
knowledge.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's common knowledge. Another quick hitter for you. Your football team, American football, made a good acquisition this week. I understand you're excited to talk about.
Yes. Happy Pride, everybody. We're setting off with a good Pride Month. That got off to an amazing start yesterday morning. Boy, oh boy, did it! I texted
Not
you
for
this, and I
Jared
said,
Verse.
I said, I said, best Pride Month ever? Question mark because
This has nothing to do with Pride Month, but I'm happy that you have something to celebrate.
no, yeah, it really doesn't. But
No,
I mean, why not? Uh,
I don't know.
it made me prideful to be a fan of
Okay.
the LA Rams. How about that?
Okay.
You
There you
know?
go.
So
I
yeah,
can't argue
Miles
with you.
Garrett is a Los Angeles Ram. We're winning the Super Bowl. Don't even play the season. Just fast forward to February, back at SoFi Stadium, and for the second time in 4 years, 5 years, 5 years. Wait, hold on a second. I had to do math.
He's not a true fan. He doesn't even know what year they won the Super Bowl. It's on his hat.
56. So 56 and it's 61 this year. So that's 5 years.
Mm,
Yeah.
math.
Um,
Yep.
so 5 years after they won the Super Bowl, they became the second team to win the Super Bowl in their home stadium. They're going to win the Super Bowl in their home stadium again, come up in February. And I'm so excited. Thank you.
That's why they were dragging the corpse of Matthew Stafford around for another year. They're like, please come back. We're going to go get you some help on
First,
defense.
first team in NFL history to have on their roster the MVP and the Defensive Player of the Year.
Well, it'll be fun to watch you guys play a really close game against the Bears late in the season.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. I'm just saying,
Cool.
I don't wish that you
Regular
lose,
season regular
but I think
season
it'll be
doesn't
entertaining.
matter. Regular season doesn't matter. I don't care. They can just do well, just play well in February. January, February. That's all I
Okay.
care about.
We'll see. Who knows?
They don't win the Super Bowl this year, bad season.
Anything can happen. Okay.
I do feel like the Rams are stealing my fandom from everybody else because all my other teams are not very good. So it's I can't have more than one nice thing.
Yeah.
Even
My
the
team got
Mercury are
AJ
bad this
Brown.
year. They got beat by
Oh
40
yeah, the
points.
Mercury are bad. The Mercury are really bad this year. Well, the Fever are imploding from the inside out, according to sources. So I can't say I'm really a fan of the Fever anymore because I'm really only a fan of Indiana basketball products that go on to play in the W and also the Mercury. But I am laughing to see that that's occurring because it's almost like we all could have predicted it.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, it's fine though.
Correct.
Uh, yeah. What else? I don't have a lead for this, but this happened a couple of weeks ago when I was in Europe, and we got tickets to the Hometown 21 Pilots show out of the blue. This was a thing that my family was all trying to purchase while we were literally on the train in a foreign country, and we kept dropping cell service, and like actively getting booted out of the sale and put back in it. And we were like, just stick it out because the way that Ticketmaster is, because Ticketmaster sucks, as we just mentioned,
Mm-hmm.
um, you could tell that things are sold out when your number in the queue starts just plummeting like
Yeah.
quickly because it
Yeah.
just means that people are getting in there and seeing that there's nothing left and clicking out. And I think I was like 27,000, my dad was like 33 and my mom was like 44 or something.
Mm-hmm.
So we were all sort of in the same group, but I stayed in and we stayed in and we were waiting on the train platform in Prague for like 15 minutes after we got off the train because it was like we were like under 10,000 people, then we were like under 8,000 people, and I was like we can just go. Like it's going to start crashing at some point cuz there has to be a cutoff sometime soon. And it kept going down, but just kind of incrementally, like 400 or 500 people at a time. There was like one big jump of like 1,000 where I was like, I'm
Mm-hmm.
pretty sure it's over. But we stayed in and we stayed on, like, we were finally on Wi Fi at that point in time. Um, but I don't know how it didn't, like, fully kick us out because we lost cell service completely, like, two
Yeah.
or three times during the sale and then just, like,
Mm-hmm.
had to get back in. Um, and we just kept waiting to see if it would crash and then it didn't. And I got in and it was like, hey, there's still a couple of tickets available. Like, it's gonna be the third deck, but, like, you can go, and they're like $100 a ticket. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
should I just buy some? They're like, yeah, just buy some. So we're all going, I guess. I have four
W
tickets,
in
so
W in the
whoever's
chat.
in whoever's in our four can go. Which is fun. I was not expecting to be on the positive end of that.
Right.
I thought it was going to be complete anarchy and be sold out in about 5 minutes,
Mm-hmm.
a la Taylor Swift or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But it turns out the prevailing theory about Ohio is that most people don't want to go to Ohio. So maybe that helped us. Who knows? I think Columbus is kind of the axis of evil. Like it might give me hives to set foot
Yeah,
inside that stadium,
yeah,
but um, we'll see. It should be a fun show,
yeah, yeah.
regardless.
We've already been teased that we're gonna get like a different set list question mark and
Hmm.
or like a longer show question mark.
Yeah, they were saying it's like they're planning for damn near 3 hours,
Mm-hmm.
and it's gonna be like different from anything they've done before. Uh, so we'll see. We're getting Taco Bell Saga at that show. If you know, you know. Um, that's a deep cut. Okay.
I don't even know
Yeah.
what
Throw.
you're referencing there.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, throw back to me bumping. No fun intended on a bootleg CD that I had like burned Napster files onto in my like 2003 Sentra going to high school. Yeah, it was crazy. Anyway, you started watching. Well, okay, back it up. I want to talk about a thing that never happened because it makes me upset to think that it did. But Phoebe Bridgers, traitor of my life, des- decided to. She's been playing these little pop up shows. She started on the East Coast and then was sort of making her way toward the Midwest. I think she's maybe in. She was just in North Dakota, and that's about as far as she got.
Mm-hmm.
And then did a big backtrack and is now playing famously Madison Square Garden, where Deborah Vance sold out. Um,
Yes.
and also the Knicks, I guess. So good for Anne Hathaway. But um, she did a route. Like I had just gotten back from vacation, and she did this route that took her. She was in like Toledo, Ohio, and was like, that's close enough, right? Like we're in striking distance, and that's a scary thing to think about. Is that like
Mm-hmm.
we're in target range of Phoebe Bridgers, like your chance of her playing a pop-up show in your town is low but never zero. I was expecting it to be Indianapolis area because, you reach more people that way. Um and that would have been on like a Sunday and I didn't have anything to do. I was sitting in my house just like refreshing the Phoebe Bridgers update feed or whatever it is on Twitter cuz somehow that was like the authority. Anyway, and then I saw that she was going to Champaign, Illinois. And I was kind of miffed about it. I'm like, really? You just skipped over the entire
Yeah,
whole state
you
of
sent
Indiana?
me the map and it just like whoop.
Yeah, there's just like a
It's-
red line through
yeah.
Indiana. I'm like, yeah, that's pretty much what everybody else thinks about us too. That sucks. So she went to Champaign, Illinois. I was like, this is brutal. Uh, and then I'm at work on Monday, and all of a sudden I get this notification from Phoebe Bridgers Updates, and it's like, hey, she's playing a theater in downtown Bloomington, Indiana. I'm 1 mile away from that venue at that point in time, but I'm actively at work. And the box office for the show opens at noon, and people have already started lining up because I get this push
Mm-hmm.
notification like a half hour late, right? So at this point in time, people who saw it right away from Indianapolis are already like 3/4 of the way here, right?
Yeah.
Like they just packed up their things and started driving. And I'm like, oh no. So I'm just refreshing this thing throughout the day just to see like I'm on Reddit. I'm trying to see people are giving out like what their approximate number in line is roughly. And we have a pretty big theater here where she chose to play, which is like close to 600 people. Most of these rooms are like 150.
Yeah.
So there was a chance that like if things shook out correctly and not that many people could travel because it was a Monday and I'm assuming people have work, but apparently not. Um that I might be able to like rush over there and go get in line. And they were at capacity at probably like 10:30 or something, and
Right.
I couldn't leave until noon. But it was really heartbreaking to be like a 6 minute drive away from where that was occurring, and to know that I could not get in line despite my best efforts.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So we're just gonna pretend that that show didn't happen. For my mental health, it was AI. But she is playing Madison Square Garden 2 days from now as we record this, and we're fully expecting an album release announcement sometime soon.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm expecting
Yes.
like nobody goes and announces that show, and she's doing like $1 tickets. It's something crazy. Phoebe's on a different wave right now.
Right.
Um, so we'll see. I'm excited for the folks that'll get to see and experience that. It's been no phones the whole time, so we really only have like limited information about what's been occurring. But I think that's cool in some sense too. Like just show up and enjoy the music, and if you want to like write in Sharpie on your arm in the parking lot after about like what you need to tweet to the world, then I guess that's fine.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. It's probably what
Do
they
we know
used
what
to
the
do.
capacity is she really doing like a full 17,000 plus arena show for $1?
I have no idea.
I haven't really
I don't
seen if
know
they're going
what
to do like a
the
smaller,
yeah, I
like,
don't
cause
know
you
what
can,
like the venue kill is for that where they would pull some seats back. I have no idea.
cause like that takes a, dude, think of the logistics. Cause they have, like, she's got to procure 10,000 plus yonder pouches so people can't be on their phones during the show and the
Right.
logistics of that. So I haven't seen how many people got tickets. I saw people got denied tickets.
Hmm.
So I'm curious if like for the she's gonna it's MSG but like at a very reduced capacity. So like it's just
Maybe
the
it'll just
pit
be
that's
floor
open or something.
capacity.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I have no idea. We'll find out soon.
But I think it's awesome, man.
And
I think all of the money from the tickets is gonna go towards a charity too, I think, right?
to my limited knowledge, I think that's true. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She did that a couple years ago when she put like waiting room up on Bandcamp and all of the proceeds went to a charity.
Mm-hmm.
She's always been pretty good about that. Um, Let me see if I can. Yes. All proceeds. So you can donate any amount when you request tickets. So there's like a $1, a $5, a $10, and a $20. As far as I'm aware, pledging more doesn't improve or decrease your chances.
Mm-hmm.
But all of the proceeds are benefiting the Community Justice Exchange's Immigration Bond Freedom Fund.
Love that.
Yeah,
Great,
cool for
great
you.
job, Phoebe. Great job.
Good stuff,
Now,
Phoebe.
there were rumors that I believe were misconstrued. I believe
Hmm.
are the sleuths were trying to spread misinformation on the internet about a possible reunion happening.
Yeah, that you sent it to me, and then I think it got walked back for a potential misunderstanding or misinformation.
Mm-hmm.
There was some mention of Boy Genius recording together, but we don't know whether that was something that occurred in the past or something that's currently occurring. Uh, Obviously, they've all worked together before, so that's not news, but if they're working together currently, then that's big news for you and I's personal brand.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. Now, I think
we don't know.
the easiest explanation here is that we know that they've done features on every each other's records before in the past.
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder if that is that Occam's razor is one of my favorite phrases. I know I love to impress people with that phrase. It makes me sound
Mm-hmm.
smart. And the easiest explanation is like, oh well, they're just recording music for each other's solo work. So
Correct.
maybe
Yeah,
that's what's
it's
going on.
that's the fewest assumptions there is that they're all involved somehow, but uh, to what capacity we have no idea, or in what time frame this occurred, we have no
Yes.
idea. Yeah. There we are. Okay. Um, Speaking of shows that are heavy on literary and metaphorical devices, let's talk about Widow's Bay. You're into this. You're a couple episodes into this now. I'm recent, waiting for
Yeah.
the new episode, but how far did you get? Like five? Halfway?
Four. Last
Okay.
episode I watched was the spooky book episode.
Yeah. That's a trip. That's very midsummer.
So I watched that last night, and that was probably my favorite episode of the season because it was like that was a strange episode, but it was good. I enjoyed it.
Mhm.
But yeah,
Yeah,
you were the
I
one who originally started watching the show, and
mhm.
you were like, hey, you should watch the show. And I was like, all right, cool, I'll watch the show because it was on my list to watch anyway. I've heard great things, and
Mhm.
yeah, I'm enjoying it so far. I think it's the perfect mix of spooky and funny.
Yeah, it's funny how it manages to do both of those things simultaneously. That's like there will be one episode where it's super heavy on the scary and the plot of the whole thing, and then it'll just immediately, it's like if Parks and Rec was horror essentially, or like if The
Mm-hmm.
Office was horror, that there's bits of it that are just funny somehow despite the situation.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's at its best when it leans into the fact that it remembers that it's a comedy, even if it's like a really dark kind of black comedy with like the I don't know how to explain it, but it's the funniest part to me is sort of the how disaffected the locals are by all of this stuff, and it's just sort of recurring that like the character Wick is like big on it, but
Mm-hmm.
Tom will burst into the room like soaking wet, disgusting, and claim that something horrible happened to him. And he's always just met with detachment by everyone else in the
Yeah.
room. They're like, yeah, that does happen around here. And they're like, oh, yeah, you were out past nightfall. He's like, what the hell, you people? Uh, that constantly makes me laugh. But yeah, there's good nods to a bunch of old horror classics and filmmaking and like creatures that you've sort of heard about and things like that in there. And you texted me. I think I was under the assumption we only got 8 episodes of this, but we actually get 10. So we have a couple
Mm-hmm.
more weeks of
Yes.
this as we're speaking right now. I think 8 comes out this Wednesday. So we got 2 more weeks after that, and no double drops. So it's pulling the full runtime.
Mm-hmm. Correct. I also think I don't think it's eligible for Emmys because it missed the Emmy deadline.
I think it will because I think that's why Hacks was accelerating,
Yep.
which we can go into and talk about
Yeah. So
since
we'll
that's our
get
last
Widow's
point.
Bay and the next Emmy awards. I
Hmm.
think, but not this year.
I do think they deserve a couple of submissions.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah.
Uh, the oh God, why did I just completely forget his name? Damn it. The lead actor who in the show whose name
Oh,
I
I don't. Do you want his
completely
character's name or his actor's name?
his
Because
the
I don't
actor's
know his
name.
actor's
Yeah.
name. The actor's name is Matthew Reese.
Yeah, Matthew Reese. Great actor. He was in a show called The Americans years ago,
Okay.
and that show is awesome. That's a great show. I need to go back and like watch that show again because it's great. And he was in that show, and he's great. And he's great in this show too. Perfect. He's like the perfect actor to like hit the right notes in terms of the horror and the comedy. I think he's like perfect for it.
Hmm. He's got very good, like sort of micro expressions where sometimes you'll look at him during a scene and someone will be saying something absolutely absurd, but he's acting very well with his face or like his body language, but in a way that you really only notice if you're like staring directly at him. That's like, I don't know, somebody will tell him something absolutely absurd and crazy, and he'll do this thing with his eyes where he like can't believe what they're saying and is kind of looking around to see if anybody else has noticed this too.
Yeah.
And it's just he's very good at that. He plays the role very well of the part where he's sort of the baffled town mayor, but also like a skeptic.
Yeah.
The whole like at heart a skeptic that then throughout the course of the show is starting to maybe believe that they might be on to something about this island being cursed or whatever. Um, but it's very good. So if you're needing a new show on Apple TV, not that you probably do, because they got a lot going on over there right now.
Apple TV is the best streaming service out there. All their shows are crushing right now. Because
It's hitting right
I'm,
now.
yeah, I'm watching Maximum Pleasure Guaranteed. I think I mentioned that
Mm-hmm.
last week, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
enjoying that show so far. Widow's Bay, obviously. Next month is season 3 of Silo, which is another show that I love. Rebecca Ferguson
Okay.
is the main actress in that show, and that show kicks ass. So, and more. There's plenty more. I was watching the Godzilla show. Actually, pretty good, not bad.
Godzilla show. Okay.
The Godzilla show, yeah.
That one I think I'll just have to take your word for, but okay. Um, the meat and potatoes of this week, and pretty much the whole reason we decided to hit record on the episode, is that we wanted to talk about the Hacks finale. Um, we will start by saying that I will speak for us and say that we are not eulogizing Hacks being over because Hacks is forever. Uh, it is a lifestyle. It is in our bones. The finale was I would say well done overall. Um, but a little bit off the rails briefly. Briefly very off the rails. Uh, do you have a thought about that, or a disagreement, or an agreement, which never happens?
I think ultimately they landed the plane. That's all I really
Mm-hmm.
wanted to happen. It was a little bit of a bumpy ride getting there for this episode, and they had us. They had us. What's the meme? They had us in
They
the
had us
first
in the
half.
first half, not gonna lie.
Yeah, they had us in the first half. Not gonna lie.
Oh yeah, they did.
But they landed the plane. I thought it was the perfect end to the show for me.
Uh, I I think I texted you in all caps that like I thought we weren't doing this storyline. And I have to wonder if maybe that's the bit that like cuz famously it was recorded just prior to the episode airing that Gene Smart was initially unhappy with the ending of the show. I have to wonder if maybe that's why, because it felt like a very sudden plot point. Now, they've been dropping hints all season, which, like, if you go back and kind of look at it, but it felt like something very sudden to go ahead and introduce in the very last episode of the series and then resolve in the very last episode of the series. Um, but I think the way that they did it was true to form for the character, and they talked extensively about it in the post episode breakdown that they do. Uh, but that was very scary for about 45 minutes.
I agree. Yeah, you and I's text that night were a little. We were freaking out there for a hot minute.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we were freaking out. It was it was difficult to. I think going back now, like obviously having seen the way that it ends, we would have a very different perception of it. But like at the time, it was very difficult to try and like grasp the humor alongside the gravity of the situation and be like, I shouldn't be laughing right now. I'm like deeply
Yeah,
upset. Uh, but I mean, cards on the table, like at its core, that's what Hacks has always been, right? Is that somehow those two things can coexist. And maybe that's what it's all about is like, not to quote Jeff Goldblum, but like, life finds a way.
yeah,
Comedy finds a way.
yes. That's. I will say I thought this episode, as weighty as it was for most of it, was really funny. I thought they did a great job with a lot of the France stuff and making it
Mm-hmm.
very funny. And I love that part. I was like, and I think we agreed in the chat. We are like, like in terms of the comedy here, it's like, why are they doing this to us? This shouldn't be this funny, and it was. And it was.
Right. And somehow it just was, despite everything. And maybe that's the lesson we all had to learn the whole damn time. And they really did. They brought it full circle from multiple angles, like sometimes literally. Like, I know a lot of people have been talking about that last transition shot of like the Eiffel Tower in Paris to the Eiffel Tower in Las Vegas.
Yeah,
And it very much was like visually and cinematically closing that chapter, but they also brought back like Jimmy and Kayla to their original offices at the Latitude headquarters. We saw Deborah came out with some of her like callback to season 1 episode 1 lines when she chases Ava down the whole length of her driveway
yeah,
to stop her from leaving and tell her that that's the better joke, and we got
yep,
that exact line and that callback the whole time. uh and then we got which we've quoted on the show. I've quoted on the show. This made me very excited for about the first 45 seconds of the episode, and then it immediately took a really dark turn on me, so I couldn't fully enjoy my success here. But uh, we very much were expecting to see the parallel between Deborah and Ava, and they
hmm
visually gave us essentially the first opening, not the opening scene, because that is Deborah on stage, but it's the opening of the pilot episode when they follow her as she comes off stage. through backstage and through all of the crew members. She's talking to people, and then she sits down in front of the mirror, and we see Jean Smart for the first time as Deborah Vance. And they give Ava a very strong callback to that, where she's walking through the set and she's talking to the crew and directors, and they are all Hacks crew, which is another cool nod that they've done multiple times. That like the actors who were playing Ava and Deborah in Ava's Who's Making Dinner spinoff are actually Jean Smart and Hannah's body doubles
Mm-hmm.
or stunt doubles, and then a bunch of the Hacks like PA and production crew are pictured and on camera and things like that as they're weaving through this whole thing. But then it gets to the end shot, and Ava's sitting on the couch, and she gets her director headphones on, and it's a straight up throwback to the first episode. Uh, and it felt like the right way to do it without being overly sentimental and leaning into it. Because there's a way that you do that and it just feels really forced.
Yeah.
But I think we always were under the assumption that JPL was going to land the plane in that regard too.
Yeah. We're we're witches over here. We have precognition because you called that part of it, which was great. And then before the season started, during my rewatch, I came on the show and I was explaining like I just watched the episode in season 3 where they are on the hike and then they get lost. And I came on the show and I really do think that this hike episode is going to play a big part in the final season.
You did. You
And it
nailed
did.
that.
And it did. And they actually spent a fair amount of time in the post show discussion talking about just that and like how calling back to that episode multiple times. Up first of which is that's when Deborah brings up to Ava for the first time, like, hey, have you ever been to Paris? So they bring that back. And they bring back a couple other ideas that are thrown out in that episode as well. So I like to point out that both of us are smart enough to call out what came ahead, which is a testament to how good the writing is on this show, that they're able to do that and they're able to set everything up. And they've mentioned that before. It's like we knew how this show was going to end, and and they got there.
They got there, but yeah, Hex is never truly over in spirit.
We're waiting for the Jimmy and Kayla spinoff.
Oh my god, they could totally do it. There was a tweet I saw, and I think I reposted it maybe on the brand account, but it said that the W in Paul W. Downs stands for women. Very funny.
I saw that. I almost sent that to you.
Very funny. I think we collectively have had a hard time like going through all of the cast and crew's like goodbye posts,
Yeah.
because they are all very special in their own ways. The one that I did not expect to like hit me as hard as it did was like Meg Stalter, and she just posted a bunch of like reels and TikToks together of like Jimmy and Kayla, and like put in her caption that was like, "It's been an honor being your Kayla" or something. I'm like, oh no, like
Yeah.
Meg Stalter, endearingly earnest, like oh no.
Yeah. I do want to ask you a question about the finale because I feel like there could be some. I haven't seen very many people talking about it. I've seen maybe 1 or 2 people bring it up. It's something that I thought about initially, but it's the last time we see Jimmy and Kayla at the office that they get back from Kayla's dad, which is great. Schaefer and Lusac forever. But it is the scene between Jimmy and Bob Lipka.
Hate that guy.
Yeah, we don't like Bob Lipka.
Yeah.
What do you think about that scene?
I have processed it both ways. Initially, I was very like averse to it when I first saw it. I was like, what the hell are you doing, Jimmy? Like, you hate this guy. You got in a fight with this guy to try and stop him from shutting off the live broadcast of late night. Like, he actively punched you in the nose. And you kicked his phone across the room because you went gorilla mode. Like, we hate Bob Lipka, but I'm realizing that I think because of his power and the fact that he owns so much of like the media conglomerate in this version of the cinematic universe, that it actually is profitable for Jimmy and Kayla as a business to talk about that negotiation with him, because if somebody like that is reaching out and offering them like to work with them and to talk about distribution and all that stuff, it means that people want to work with them as this
Mm-hmm.
new latitude, and like it's kind of their in to being relevant and being successful again. So from a negotiation standpoint, it makes sense, despite whatever we feel about Bob Lipka as a person. And I think he's horrendous for the record, but Tony Goldwyn, well done in that role.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
I agree. So initially, I was like, "What are you doing working with Bob Lipka? Damn it! Like that, I didn't
Mm-hmm.
like that at all." However, and when I started to think about it, just as you did, I thought it was a genius decision to do that, and to that's a perfect way to wrap up Jimmy's character arc because when you first meet Jimmy, he's kind of like they just keep him around because of his dad's name, and he's not well respected at all. Doesn't really respect
Mm-hmm.
himself at all, even though he's good at his job. I feel like,
Yeah, like his
and
only clients he has are people he inherited from his dad or that nobody
yeah,
else wanted.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And so you start out from that point, and you get to a point where instead of Jimmy being scared to um do things. There's that storyline with him and Kayla where Kayla's trying to get him to like man up and be stop, and that type of thing, and stand up for yourself. And by the end of the show, Jimmy is that, and I think that scene with Bob Lipka calling Jimmy to work with him, and basically it's Bob saying, calling him up and almost like bending the knee to Jimmy and be like, "Listen, your stuff's good, dude. I want to work with you." I think that's genius. It was a
Mm-hmm.
genius piece of writing to put Jimmy in that place. And that's where I got to with that scene. It's not being pissed off at Bob Lipka. It's understanding that Jimmy finally got back at Bob because Bob understands that Jimmy is now respected. And at the
Mm-hmm.
beginning of the show, Jimmy was not respected. And
I
I thought
agree.
that was great.
I agree with you. Yeah, I think that was maybe everybody's knee jerk reaction at first was like, oh my God, this guy again?
Yeah,
And then it was like, wait a minute. Let me process. Let me think.
exactly.
Well, there we are. Hacks finale. Anything else to add
Yeah, we're not
about
done yet. We gotta do Hacks Theater.
Hacks Theater? Hacks Theater.
Yeah.
Richie texted me before this episode. He has this idea for essentially a table read of some pieces of the last episode.
Yes, yeah, because I sent you the TikTok and it was just like it was
Mm-hmm.
just the scene of Ava in the Louvre making fun of the Mona Lisa.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, we need
Which
to
I think that
recreate
you and
this.
I both called out that scene as something we would do if left unchecked in an art gallery. Like those two
Yes.
just wandering around and commenting on all the art. It's
Yes.
like, yeah, that feels real. Yeah.
Yeah. So I sent you. So we were trying to decide who should be Ava and who should be Deborah,
Mm-hmm.
or should we swap and see who did it better?
Um, I feel like we should swap. Like we should give people both perspectives.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing that you and I realized upon pitching this idea is that if I have one thing going for me in life, it's that I have the Hannah Einbinder vocal range and
Yeah.
like adopted cadence. That like that's a stark advantage. That's a performance advantage. So I'm not sure that's fair. So we have to give people both sides so that they can determine who truly did the better job.
Hmm.
I think.
Yes. I think yeah. I think this is
Okay.
gonna crush. We need something to go viral. This will be our viral. This will be our viral opportunity, and
Mm-hmm.
then maybe Hannah will see it, and I think hopefully she'll appreciate it.
Maybe. Maybe. She's just online enough that there's a chance.
Yeah. All right. I sent you
Okay.
the script.
Yes, I have it. I have the lines. How would you like to proceed with this? Do you want to go first? Do you want me to go first?
I feel like I'll go. I'll
You,
play Ava first. I'll kind of
you
set
go
the
first.
table, and so I'll
Okay.
set the bar really, really low.
No, set the bar where you want it.
I'll set the bar really, really low.
Set the bar
Uh,
where you want it. It's your bar. It's your story. I go second, so I'll go after you.
yeah. Okay. Here we go. I don't have the Hannah cadence down, so this is gonna be a little tough. But I think I can.
Channel it.
I'm gonna. I'm gonna get into character as much as I possibly can.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Why'd this pop?
I'm sorry.
She's kind of mid, no?
The Mona Lisa is mid.
No disrespect. I mean, it's way better than I could do. I'm just saying, I don't totally get it. How'd she become like that girl? And scene. That was terrible.
It's just a really excellent line.
it's, it's
It's
okay.
and honestly, it's what some of the people were thinking, myself included, because the Mona Lisa is very small. And it's in this room where there's 1,001 people, and it just is terrible to go and stand in front of it.
Yeah.
And the only evidence I have that I was there is this really bad photo my mom took of me with it, where like because of the size of the crowd, the camera is so close to me, and my head is taking up 75% of the frame, and the Mona Lisa is just kind of like there in the background if you
That's so
squint.
funny.
I'm like, please don't put this on
Yeah.
the internet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Hang on. I gotta get into character. I told you this before. I'm gonna get into character. I
Yeah.
have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we're
This is not.
overqualified here on this
This is
show.
not gonna go well, but it will. I mean, it'll help me. I think it will help me get into a little character.
I remember when you put that thing on at SDCC and it was like Ellen DeGeneres.
Yes, it
And the,
was.
the clip was on the wrong side. So it's not exactly a beehive, but I need everyone to just picture Richie in a blonde wig right now.
It's. Yeah. I gotta go full
Um,
blonde. I'm playing Deborah Vance, so.
it's honestly with your subpar Wi-Fi quality generally, it doesn't look so bad. I'm
Thumbs
gonna
up.
give you that. I'm gonna give you
Thumbs up.
that. Okay. I need like I need the clicker, the clapboard that has the scene on it. I kind of
Oh
want to
yeah.
get the one of those
Yeah.
just for like a personal reason. Okay. Why'd this pop?
I'm sorry.
She's kind of mid, no?
The Mona Lisa is mid.
No disrespect. I mean, it's way better than I could do. I'm just saying I don't totally get how she became like that girl.
And scene.
And scene. Lady, what beguiles me would make you sick. Yeah. Just a fantastic string of lines there. Perfect line delivery. I'm convinced that like 50% of that, the scenes that they shot in Paris, were them just like letting them do whatever the hell they wanted and putting a camera on it. We need to
Yes.
talk about the driving the car bit.
Oh yes. Around the Champs Elysees, that was great.
Literally, it was like she's threatening Ava that she needs to learn how to drive a stick shift, and it's this dramatic cut to them just like screaming in a car while Ava is continuously turning and then I think stalling the car at one point or several points. She's like, just keep turning. She's like, why am I driving the rough draft of a car? It's just
That was great.
I don't know if better character writing has really ever taken place than on this show because at points it becomes impossible to distinguish the characters from their actors.
Yes.
And I don't know if that's a success in casting or a success in writing or both, but they have it.
Genius. Yes. And
Yeah.
we would like to be the first to congratulate Gene Smart and Hannah Einbinder on winning their
Mm-hmm.
Emmy Awards this year.
I hope so, because that would be a brilliant run of form for Gene Smart, especially um, in a category where I don't know, no woman has ever won that category in lead actress for each season of their show.
Correct.
Julia Louis Dreyfus came close for Veep, I
Almost did.
believe.
Correct.
Yeah, but no one's ever done the sweep. No one's ever completed the sweep, and Lisa Kudrow, surprisingly, I'm seeing
She's in
is a
contention.
heavy
Yes.
favorite this year. Yeah,
She's in contention. Yes.
so we'll see. I don't know what
Yes.
the
I
Vegas
sent you that
odds are
tweet.
on that, but
I sent you a tweet the other day about that, and it was
mhm.
like, it was like, I'm gonna let you finish, but Lisa Kudrow. I was like, bro, come on, what are we doing?
uh, I will be the first to admit that I don't think I've seen a single thing that Lisa Kudrow has done since Friends.
Yeah, same. I haven't seen the comeback. I understand that it is supposed to be really great. I haven't seen it, so I can't comment on her performance. I'm sure it's terrific.
Hmm.
But yeah,
You know
it's
what?
no Jean
Actually,
Smart.
I have seen something she's done since Friends, and that I forgot she was in Easy A. I just googled it because I was like, what is that? That's a great movie. I watched that again the other day.
Okay. Let's see. See all predictions. Okay. As expected, Hacks is the front runner for comedy
Mm-hmm.
series. As expected. Okay, let's go down. Comedy actress, Jean Smart, 95.81%. Talisa
Oh
Kudrow's
God.
94.32%. These are like nominations. These aren't like to win, but
Yeah.
here we go. Yeah, predicted wins. Here we go. Predicted wins. Jean Smart predicted wins 81.3%.
Oof. I like it,
Yeah.
but let's keep the campaign pushing, folks. We got work to
Yes,
do.
absolutely. Okay, here we go. We're going to scroll down to comedy supporting actress,
Hmm.
and Hannah is expected to win in 80% of the
Okay.
nominees. She is in competition with Janelle James from Abbott Elementary, Jessica Williams from
Hmm.
Shrinking, Michelle Pfeiffer from Margot's Got Money Troubles, and Shirley Ralph from Abbott Elementary.
I will say, like, I'm very glad that Hannah won for last season because I do feel like this season for her character wasn't as strong,
Yeah,
despite the fact that it was still. So if like we had gotten this far in the show's run and she hadn't yet won
yeah,
and we were waiting for a not as strong season to try
right.
and save her, then I would have felt worse about it. But I'm at peace with whatever happens in any of these categories realistically, but we're pulling
Yeah,
for our hacks cast over here.
yeah. Paul W. Downs is currently second to Harrison Ford.
Damn. That's good company.
Yep. Um, my favorite category is the comedy guest actress category, which we've talked about,
Mhm.
which you can just nominate like all of the Hacks cast at this point. And
Yeah.
according to this, we have three of the five candidates are Hacks actresses: Caitlin Olsen, Cherry Jones, and Leslie Bibb. And you can go even further than that. Laurie Metcalf is part of that as well.
Weed.
Uh, uh, yeah. So there's a few. There's a few that
Lauren
are.
Weedman is listed
Yeah.
with long odds, but Lauren Weedman is listed.
So yeah, there we go. And Caitlin Olsen is the favorite, as I think as expected, because she's been great the entire series.
I like
Okay,
that.
let's see. Yeah. What else here? What else? Comedy guest actor,
Hmm.
drama series. We don't care about drama series. Give it to Pluribus,
Yeah.
please. We're Team
Sure.
Pluribus over here. I don't know. You watched the pit. I didn't watch the pit, so
I watched The Pit. This season of The Pit wasn't as strong as the first season of The Pit. I have some gripes
hmm
about the way that they handled some characters, but it's The Pit is going to run for a while probably because
yeah,
medical dramas and shows like that have a lot of potential to the fact that like you could pretty much do something different every week. Noah Wiley was good in this season, but it really felt like everybody else kind of fell by the wayside compared to his story arc, which like
hmm
love Dr. Robbie, don't get me wrong, but we were under focusing on some of the other ensemble in a way that the first season did better. So I don't know. We'll see. If there's ever a season where something is gonna beat the pit for those categories, it could be this one.
hmm yeah. All right, there we go. That's our episode.
All right, not bad. That was shorter than I thought it was gonna be. I always worry when I look at the doc and then I see like 19 things on it. I'm like, oh, here we
Yeah.
go. So that's where we're at. Okay. We are still finalizing a formal date for the stream spectacular, but that could be happening anytime now because we're back. As long as my power stops going out at my apartment and they stop like messing with my Wi-Fi, I swear to God, I'm convinced like a raccoon chewed through the wires the other day. Because I woke up first thing in the morning and my power's out. It was like awesome. So, um, so I think we're good on that, but we'll see.
Right.
We will let you know as soon as we know a formal date now that we're back in and everything is squared away. Keep following along with us on social media at OHOBC Pod. We are on X, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and over on Twitch, especially. That's where we're going to be putting all of our stream content. Anything else to share with the class?
I don't think so.
All right. Well, don't forget to leave out milk and cookies for Slater tonight. And we will see you next week.